What is going on, guys? Papa C back from the video for you guys, bringing you NPA Season 3, Week 11. This week, your New York Lynx are getting ready to take on Jerry, coach of the Los Angeles Landorus. His link, of course, will be in the description. This is a pretty big game because, one, Jerry and I are both in gold. It's always good to win against divisional opponents just because you get the tiebreaker if it ever comes down to that, which it could potentially come down to with the Jerry. And also, we are kind of in the playoffs right now. Technically, there's a bit of discrepancy with some forfeits and stuff, but assuming we win, basically, the rest of our games, we will make playoffs, definitely. And we might be able to afford a loss or two depending on how the rest of our division goes. So, even though we're 3-6, and this is probably the worst season I've ever had in terms of just straight record, we might make playoffs. Only other time I never made playoffs, I think, was PGL Season 3, which is funny because they're both Season 3. And in the previous season of both those leagues, I made the finals. So, kind of interesting how my worst seasons come off after finals appearances. But anyway, take a look at my team here if you guys don't know. My roster: Drachi, Klefki, Kiram, Klotzer, Gligar, Levani, Megazam, Zapdos, Blastoise, Blaziken, and Pitzer. I almost lost my spot there. My opponent's team, he has, what does Jerry have here? He has Starmie, Gliscor, Cobalion, Uxie, Moltres, Samurott, Tapu Koko, Amoonguss, Aggron, Liepard, and Dojo. Now, some interesting things about his team. He has never brought Liepard. I do think Liepard matches up kind of nicely against my team, though, so I did prepare for it. And he has led with Uxie or Tapu Koko every single game except for one, where he led with Starmie. So, that's something to keep in mind as well. I'm definitely expecting an Uxie lead against me. I feel like Uxie just matches up nicely as a lead against T-Wave, stuff like that. Stealth Rocks, obviously. Definitely expecting Tapu Koko. Amoonguss can be an issue, as well as Cobalion, just because I don't really have the best things to handle it. The interesting thing about Amoonguss, though, is it can't really spore me as effectively, since he does have that Tapu Koko with the electric terrain, and you can't spore an electric terrain, so it is kind of an interesting interaction here with his team. It does contradict, so it is something that I have to remember, that if he has Amoonguss and the terrain is up, he can't spore me, and I'm sure he's well aware of that. Anyway, taking a look at my squad here. The first Pokemon we got, Pokemon I haven't brought in a couple of weeks. I think I brought this against Willow, and that's it. We got Gluttony, the Pinsir with the Choice Scarf, and Moxie. This is a weird set. This will be the lead 9 times out of 10, unless he brings like Gliscor and doesn't bring Uxie. In that event, he would probably lead Gliscor or Tapu Koko, which I would not really. I don't want to lead Pinsir against the Gliscor, basically. So Pinsir matches up really nicely against every other lead he's brought this season, whether it's Starmie, Koko, or Uxie. If he leads Uxie, he'll probably switch out, not wanting to take the hit. I am scarred with Stealth Rocks, which is weird. That's because I want to leave with this thing, get Stealth Rocks up, and then probably switch out X-Scissor, Earthquake, and Rock Slide just for coverage. Adamant Nature with the Choice Scarf because I outspeed everything on his team, and then Moxie because why not? Again, this will probably lead, go for Stealth Rocks, then switch out. It might have to take a T-Wave from Uxie if he's that real, but I feel like if you're leading Uxie and you see a Pinsir, you're going to want to switch out because you don't want to take an X-Scissor. He doesn't know what set I am. I could be banded. He doesn't want to take the damage, basically. And if you look at my team and you look at Uxie, Uxie will probably be specially defensive, so Pinsir should be pretty nice in that matchup. So next Pokemon we got here is Lieutenant Honkai, the Zapdos, running a pretty typical set that I usually run. Expert Belt, Static, Fast, Timid to outspeed his base 95s, Max Special Attack with Heat Wave, Hidden Power Ice, Thunderbolt, and Tailwind. Tailwind over the Agility this time, because the only opportunity I can see myself going for Tailwind is pretty late game. I need Koko to be at about 50%, so that way I can kill it with a Thunderbolt in the terrain. And I need a few other things to be weakened so I can kill them. So my thought process is I'm probably not going to go for Tailwind. Or, geez, I'm not going to go for Agility until it's a very late game. So why not just run Tailwind in the event that Zapdos goes down? I can go to something else. I do have 2 Choice Scarfers on this team and a Mega Alakazam. The Kiram is Scarf, you'll see that later. However, he could very possibly run Choice Scarf Tapu Koko, depending on how scared he is of my Mega Alakazam, because Mega Alakazam is pretty fast and pretty threatening. Would not be surprised if we see even 2 Scarfers or 3 Scarfers just to handle it and outspeed it. So, next up, we got Mega Alakazam, of course, with the Alakazite, of course. Magikarp. I was kind of messing around with this, thinking maybe we could run Synchronize, and then I realized Synchronize doesn't work with Sleep. In an event that he has a Amoonguss, I could switch this in when it's not Mega and Synchronize to Sleep. That doesn't work. You can't Synchronize Sleep, apparently. I did not know that. Anyway, so we got Shadow Ball, Psychic, HP Fighting, and Sub. Just to hit things hard. Hidden Power Fighting, kind of a weird one, but it hits the Aggron 4 times super effective and hits the Liepard, which is kind of nice. Also hits Cobalion on the switch in if he does want to do that, which is nice. Psychic still hits the Gliscor pretty hard, unless he's running like Max Pidef Careful, which is kind of a weird set. And then Shadow Ball's there, obviously hits the Uxie and the Starmie. Starmie's a pretty big threat. Starmie could also be Choice Scarf, which is something I want to keep out for. Keep a lookout for. And I'm also running Sub because that Liepard does get things like Pursuit, it does get Sucker Punch. If I get a Sub up against this team, something's probably dying, which is pretty nice because Alakazam can just take the hit and then fire back with a Psychic, Shadow Ball, HP Fighting, whatever. Also, somewhat of an answer to Scarf Koko. If I get the Sub up again and he switches to Scarf Koko, he kind of just has to break my sub and take a hit, which really isn't that ideal, because Coco's really not that bulky. So anyway, next Pokemon we got is, this is another weird set. Assault Vest, Blastoise with Rapid Spin, Ice Beam, Scald, and Mirror Coat. Calm Nature, Max Def, Max HP, with Rapid Spin, Ice Beam, Scald, and Mirror Coat. I really wanted a Rapid Spinner, that's why I wanted to pick Blastoise, and Blastoise might be a potential lead. Like I said earlier, if we don't see Uxie and we see Coco, I would probably lead this thing because he is most likely going to lead Coco. If it leads Coco and goes for a straight up for a Thunderbolt, I can live it in the terrain and Mirror Coat will kill. If he goes for a Volt Switch into something else, Mirror Coat kills a lot of things that will switch in, which is also very nice. There's a possibility where he leads Coco, goes for Volt Switch, predicting, I don't know, a Scald or an Earthquake, because the thing does get Earthquake, goes out into Amoonguss, and then Amoonguss takes a ton of damage and then dies to an Ice Beam if he doesn't switch out. So that's the thought process behind that. I really want a Rapid Spinner. Ice Beam is good against his team because he does have the freaking Gliscor, and then Scald is Scald, running that for a stab and, you know, burn chance basically. And the next Pokemon we have is the Jirachi, aka Satan, with the ICMZ, Serene Grace, HP Fighting, Psychic, Icy Wind, and Shadow Ball. Now, also Timid Nature, enough to have speed is 95s, max special attack, yada yada. So, thought process behind this Jirachi here was originally to run Psyche MC with Psychic, because that actually OHKOs Coco, which is kind of crazy. However, I want to give a shout out to Dom. This is kind of a weird, interaction that could happen in the battle, but it's something I'm going to try to pull off. Is if he sees Jirachi and he has Gliscor, he might be inclined to switching Gliscor, predicting that I'm going to be Iron Head and, you know, the Degenerate set. Although I've never ran that set this season. He might predict I'm going to run Iron Head and stuff like that. So he might switch that in. If he switches in Gliscor into Jirachi, I can either just go straight for the Z Icy Wind and kill it, or bluff that I don't have it and switch out, if that makes any sense. I don't know, if he switches Gliscor into Jirachi, I'm probably going to click Z Icy Wind, but if I really wanted to, I could bluff that I don't have it, which could possibly be something for late game. If that makes any sense. I don't know. That's what Dom was saying, and it made sense at the time, but now that I think about it, I feel like I'm just better off going for Z Icy Wind whenever I see it switch in, because Gliscor is a pretty possible switch into Jirachi. He could possibly run an offensive one as well. Gliscor does have 95 speed, and I do outspeed it if he is offensive, and Earthquake is a chance to kill me, I believe, if he's out of max attack. So gotta be careful about that. And then Psychic, Icy, or Psychic, no wait, what am I saying? Psychic for general, just coverage, hits things hard. Shadow Ball for the Starmie and the Uxie, and then HP Fighting is there for the Aggron and the Liepard. You may be thinking that I'm kind of preparing too much for the Liepard, even though he's never brought it, but there really isn't a better fourth move, to be honest. Originally I had Calm Mind on this thing. I had Calm Mind, and I had Hidden Power Ice over Ice Wind because I was running the Psyche MZ. And then I realized, like, I don't really need a fourth move. Calm Mind's kind of useless. I don't really have many opportunities to go for Calm Mind. Let's put HP Fighting, so I have another answer to that Liepard if it does want to come in. Also, with the Alakazam and HP Fighting, if he is a Life Orb, Adamant, what is it called? Liepard with the Life Orb, if he goes for Sucker Punch after Rocks, and after an HP Fighting, he dies to Life Orb Recoil. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. If I do see a Life Orb on that thing, I can potentially kill it, which is very nice. And last but not least, we have the Choice Scarf Kyurem with 4 attacks, just to nuke something, basically. The great thing about this set, though, is I can afford to run Modest this week, because Choice Scarf Modest outspeeds his entire team, which is very nice. And look at his team, he has no real prominent Choice Scarfers, except for maybe the Moltres, but Moltres really can't do much to me. If it does burn me, like, so be it. If it does flinch me, so be it if it's running the Choice Scarf set. Cobalion could be Choice Scarf, but I'm not going to outspeed Scarf Cobalion anyway. And then between Ice Beam, Earth Power, and Shadow Ball, everything gets hit pretty hard. And then Dragon Pulse is just there for the stab damage. If Coco's down, there's really nothing stopping me from clicking Dragon Pulse. Just get a lot of damage off. So anyway, that's it for the team. Kind of a quick team builder. This team, is a little bit weird. Hoping we can pull out the win. Jerry is, I believe, 5-4 right now, so he's a pretty good record. I do think we have a pretty decent matchup, though. If you look at the past, like, 3 or 4 weeks, we had pretty bad matchups. Even though we did win some of those, they were still kind of bad matchups. But anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Keep rooting for your New York Lynx. I will see you guys next time. Have a good rest of your day, and bye-bye.